If you're a WooCommerce store owner and you're looking for a no-code way to add custom fields to personalize your products, then I've got an awesome tool for you. This tool lets you easily add all kinds of custom fields to your product pages, that is, text inputs, drop-downs, checkboxes, radio buttons, date pickers. You can even add file uploads and more. Curious to know what this tool is? Well, let's dive in. The plugin we're going to use today is called PPOM, Product Add-ons and Custom Fields for WooCommerce. This one here. As you see, currently it has more than 20,000 active installations, and it allows you to create all sorts of product custom fields. For example, in the free version you'll get text input, text area, select options with price, radio options with price. You'll also get checkbox options with price, date field, email field, number field, and hidden input field with a default value. What is also awesome is that with the free version you'll get conditional logic, that is, you can show or hide fields based on the user input or specific criteria. There is also a pro version. It allows you to add audio video fields, bulk quantity fields, which allows the store admin to set discount prices for each option. You'll get chained input fields, which renders chain input in the dropdown. You'll get collapse input and color palette fields, color pickle fields, conditional images input, date range, divider, and so on. The web page for the pro version is here. I'm gonna put this link in the video description. There are a bunch of demos you can see. For example, if you click on the view demo button, you'll get demos for every field. For example, if you open up this one here, basic texture input, then you'll see that there is an option for you to add text to the images like this. This was for the left, now for the right. And let's add another one here. Save and close. Add to cart. And there's a image with a custom text I added. If we talk about the pricing, then the pricing is on the screen. You'll see that currently the one-site license costs 99 euros per year. If you need more, then 3 sites license costs 199, and license for 50 sites costs 399 euros per year. Alright, now when the money talk is out of the way, let's take a closer look at how to set this up. Previously I have made a video about the free version. I'm gonna put the link to this video also in the video description, but in this video I'm gonna show you how to manage the pro version and how can it benefit you. So let's jump in. When the plugin has been installed, then go to the WooCommerce and then you'll see there is a menu called PPOM fields. If you go to the settings, then you'll see there is a PPOM settings. If you open it up, then you'll see all sorts of stuff here. I'm gonna skip this part for a moment. I'm gonna come back to it later after adding the custom fields to explain what is what here. But if you would like to manage the fields, then go to PPOM fields menu. Next you'll see there is all add-ons menu. If you click on it, you'll see what add-ons are activated. Since I'm using the pro version, all add-ons are activated. There is a changelog, about us, and personalization previews, and general settings. General settings takes us back to this menu I showed you before. Later I'm gonna talk about personalization previews. If you click on it, you'll see all the previews you'll generate. Now in order to add custom product fields, you just need to click on add new group button. Give it the title, for example for lights. Next you can choose how to display the price on a product page. Whether not to show the price table, only show options total, or display each option's price. For now I'm gonna show only option total. Later I'm gonna show you what does it do. Now let's attach these fields that I'm gonna create to the specific products. So click on this button and now you can choose whether to display the fields on a specific products, for example this product, or display in specific product categories or in specific product tags. I'm going to choose product category lightning. I'm going to display these fields only for the products that belong to this category. I'm going to save it. It says it's updated for 0 products, 1 categories and 0 tags. When this is done, I'm going to add some fields. So let's click on the add field button. And now you'll see that there are lots of fields here. You can filter them by type, that is, those are the text fields, those are the choices, media fields, special format fields, and pricing and quantity fields. Let's take a look at them one by one. Although I have to say I'm not gonna add all the fields here, I'm gonna just show you what can you do with the most important ones, but you'll get the gist. Okay, first let's add a text input. Click here, give it the title. For example, add your own text, add some description. This text will be engraved to the product. You can set the maximum characters amount or minimum amount if needed. I'm gonna set the max length to 50 characters. And minimum length 10 characters. The price for this add-on is 15 euros. That is, if someone uses this, then the extra 15 euros will be added to the price. You can set the default value if needed, but I'm not gonna do that. In the placeholder, I'm gonna enter your text. Next one, I'm gonna select that it's gonna show the tooltip and nothing else to it here. Although I can set the width of the field, whether it's 100%, that is 12 columns, 50%, 6 columns, and so on. At the moment, I'm going to set it to 6 columns and move to the conditions. I can enable the conditions, although I don't have any other fields created, so I'm going to skip this part. And I'm going to skip the conditional repeater because I'm not going to use this one also here. Let's add a field, let's save it, and let's see whether it worked. I'm gonna go to the Lightning category, open up the product. There's my text with a tooltip. Now if I add something here, you'll see that 15 euros will be added to the product price. Great, let's see what other fields do we have here. Under the text we have text input, the one I used. There is a text area, email input, phone input field, hidden input field, and number field. Next I'm gonna open up choices and I'm gonna select the radio choice here. I'm gonna give it a title, for example, select your socket type. I'm gonna add a description that will be used as a tooltip. I'm gonna activate the tooltip. Width is 6 columns because I need it to be displayed next to this text area here. Next I'm gonna add some options, E11, E26, E35 and E59. Price for the 11 is 2 euros, 3 euros for this one, 4 euros for this one, and standard price for this one here. I'm gonna add the field, save it. If I go and refresh it, you'll see it is displayed here. Looks a bit weird, so I'm gonna come back and change the width for this column to 12 columns. Width for this one also 12 columns. I'm gonna rearrange the fields by dragging and dropping them here. Let's save it, refresh it, and now it looks like this one here. If I select something, the price will change. If I add the text here, then the price will be adjusted once again. Let's move to the next one. There is a select input that is a regular drop down. There is a radio switcher. Let's take a look at this one here and give it a title. For example, select your region. I'm gonna add a description and activate the tooltip. Width is 12 columns. I'm gonna add some options. First, Europe. Second, Asia. Third, US. And fourth, UK. I'm not gonna add any prices here because I don't need it, so I'm gonna add it, save it, let's refresh it, and this is my radio switcher here. Looks great, I like it. So what else do we have under the choices? We have a super list, and super list is useful if you would like to create automatic list, for example countries, currency symbol, colors, languages, top level domains, month names and star names. I'm not gonna use this one here, but you know that there is an option for it. There is also a chained input, that is, it's a linked drop-down selections field where choices in one field depend on previous selections. I'm not gonna use this one. Instead, I'm gonna add a media field. Under the media field, you'll see file input. It's an file upload field. There is a emoji picker. There are conditional images, image drop-down, audio and video input field, personalization preview, and image cropper. First, I'm gonna select images field, give it a title, choose your plug type. This time, I'm not gonna add any tooltip. I'm gonna set the image width to 90 pixels, and same for the image height, 90 pixels. Next, I'm gonna go to add images, select upload image field, and I'm gonna select these 3 images here. I'm gonna upload those, give them a title, US and Asia, standard Euro plug, standard UK plug, and let's rename this one standard US and Asia plug. Prices €2 for this one, 0 for this one, and €3 for this one here. Now I'm gonna select conditions, I'm gonna enable conditional logic, and I'm gonna display this field only if any of these conditions are matching. That is, select your region is Europe. Let's test it out. So I'm gonna add the field, save fields, refresh it, and you'll see these are the 3 fields I added before. If I choose Europe, there are plug types I can choose from. If it's Asia, US or UK, no images are displayed. So this way you can use the conditional logic for this plugin here. I can add other conditions, so let's change it. Instead, I'm gonna display this field only if all the following conditions are matching. That is, socket type is E22 and region is US. I'm gonna update the field, save it, refresh it, and let's test. Let's choose this one here. It won't display for any other. Let's choose this one here. It will display only for US and E22. So you can add multiple rules if needed. Now I'm gonna disable the conditional logic. I'm gonna update the field, and let's move to the next field here. Before I proceed with the video, don't forget to smash that like button down below here. It means a lot to me and it also helps my channel. So I would appreciate your help. As I remember, we used media fields, so now let's use the audio or video field here. Video tutorial download, all the same information as before, but this time there is something else. We can select an audio or video field. I'm gonna upload a file, upload it here, add a price, for example, €10, add field, save it, refresh the page, and you'll see there is a video tutorial download. If someone selects it, it will be added to the price. Whatever it is, you can add here as a video or audio file. At the moment I'm gonna delete it because I don't need it. Instead I'm gonna show you something else, and that is personalization preview. As you remember, I showed you earlier that there is a manage personalization previews. I have created one here, it's called demo. This one here, but I can add the new one, this one, give it the title, upload the image. I'm gonna upload image of this cap here. Next, I'm gonna drag the text box here. This will be used for adding text on it. Text box title, add your text. Minimum characters is 5, maximum characters 20, font size 36. I'm gonna not add any font family here. Text color is white. Background color, let's add this one here. Let's apply it and you'll see it's here. I'm gonna change background color a bit like this. Okay, let's publish it. Now I'm gonna save it, refresh it, and add it once again. So under the media personalization preview, I'm gonna select customize your hat here. Give it the title, add a field, save it, refresh it, and as you see there is a customize your hat title. If I open it up, there's my hat, and if I click on the rectangle here, I can select enter the text. This is my hat. What else I can do here is that if I open it up, I can activate the font family and text alignment selection. Let's update it, save it, refresh it. Click here once again, and now I can select the font. This is my hat, alignment on center, and let's select, for example, this font here. Save and close, and done. This way you can customize all sorts of customized t-shirts, hats, and so on. At the moment, I'm gonna remove this field, add another one here, and I'm gonna move to the special format. There are date fields, time zone fields, date range inputs, color palettes, color pickers, HTML, font picker, domain input field, text counter, divider, and collapse field. Let's add a collapse field, give it the title, choose your socket. it's a start point. I'm going to drag it here and I'm going to duplicate it. This time I'm going to set it as end point, add it here and drag it here. For example, let's drag it here. So let's save it and let's see what does a collapse field do for us. Refresh and you'll see this is my collapsing field. If I click on it, it contains 2 fields. I can set them to be optional for users to select. If I don't need those, I'm gonna just delete the starting point and the ending point. All the fields that are between those 2 are displayed inside the collapse field. Let's remove it and done. Let's take a look at the pricing and quantity. There is a fixed price field. There is a variation quantity. Let's test this one out. Give it the title. Minimum quantity 1, max quantity 5. If needed, you can enable stock management. Let's add plus minus controls and let's add some options. Variation 1, variation 2 and variation 3. Prices 10, 20 and 30 euros. Add field, save fields, refresh, and there's my variation options. I can add as many variations as I like, but if it's more than 5, which was my maximum allowed amount, then you'll see there is an error message here. Now there are a couple of layouts we can choose: vertical layout, horizontal layout and grid layout. You can test them one by one later. Okay, what else do we have here? Under the pricing and quantity, there is a field that allows you to create matrix-based pricing. You can add quantities packs. You can create variation matrices. There is a measure input field. Let's add it here. Measure as a title. There is a price multiplier. You can add it here. For example, let's multiply by 10. Update field. Save it. Let's refresh the product page. And here's our measure field. As you see, if it's 0, then nothing will be multiplied. If it's 10, then it multiplies with 10. I'm going to remove this field for a moment. I'm going to save it and I'm going to add the last field for this video, and this time it's a file upload field. I'm going to give it the title, upload your file. I can select the file types here, max file size. So let's add an explanation, maximum 1 megabyte. File cost is 10 euros per file. I can set the image dimensions if needed, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add the field, save it, and after refreshing the page, you'll see that it's here. Let's upload something here. As you see, I uploaded 2 files. Since it was 10 euros per file, 20 euros will be added to the product price. If I select anything else here, as before, these will be also added here. Now, if I add it to the cart and go to the cart page, then you'll see all my selection is displayed here. I'm going to go to the checkout, place the order. Next, I'm going to open up my email and you'll see all the information is displayed here. And it's displayed on the WooCommerce orders page. For the customer, it also is displayed on the My Account page. The email that client receives is also similar. All the information is here. Now let's go one step back for a second, back to this view here. As you remember, I showed you that there is a way to control the price display on the product page, and I chose show only option total. That is, if someone chooses something, this here below is displayed. If we choose do not show price table and save it, then you'll see that after choosing something, nothing is displayed down below here. There is also show each option price. Let's save this option, refresh, choose something, and you'll see it displays a bit differently. Usually I tend to use show only options total, save fields, and done. One more thing, there is something I would like to mention, that is, you can choose also the visibility based on the user roles. You can display this field only for guests or user role, only for members, or by user role. That is, I have a bunch of user roles on my site. One of those is silver. If I activate it here, then this field is displayed only if the user with the user role silver is logged in and viewing the product. For any other user roles, it is hidden. This way you can even more customize your fields visibility. Although one more thing I would like to display you is if you go to the products, let's open up this product from the Lightning category. There is a meta field called PPOM fields. As you see, this is the field group that is displayed, but you can create specific fields groups only for this product. Later I'm gonna come back here, I'm gonna show you something. But first I'm gonna go to the settings because now I'm gonna cover the plugin settings part. Let's start with the general settings. First, you can disable Bootstrap. When should you do that is when you're sure that your site is already loading it. You can enable legacy inputs rendering or condition script if needed. There is also a legacy price calculations. Activate this one if needed. Here you can choose the permissions. You can choose what are the user roles that can access the custom fields. At the moment I'm going to activate only administrator. There are restricted file types, you can add those here and customize the labels. Next, there are pro settings. First, hide images from the cart. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to leave upload image resize proportionally activated. Next one, clear fields after adding to the cart. That is, if someone is on the product page and adds something to the cart, then all the selections will be cleared. Next, enable client-side validations, yes. If you're using PayPal, then you can choose whether to send the product meta to the PayPal invoice. If you activate here, then it will not be sent. On the product pages, there is a select options. If you add something else here, for example, I changed it and now I'm going to refresh it, then you'll see this text select options will be replaced if the product contains custom fields information. I'm going to revert it back. Next, override product price. If you activate it, then be careful because take a look. The product price for this product is 789 euros. If I override the price and refresh it, then it's from 2 euros to 4 euros because these are the product option prices. I don't like it, so I'm gonna deactivate it. You can hide variable product price or hide options product price. If you're using taxes on your shop, then activate taxable options price and apply tax on fixed cart fee. It would be wise to do so. Where to display the table position, whether it's after custom fields, that is down below here, or above the fields up here. I don't like it up here, so I'm gonna leave it as it is, that is after the fields. Now you can choose when to delete unused images, meta group overrides and meta group priority. Let's save it and let's move to the field settings. Now if you enable fields pop-up and save it, then what happens is if you refresh the page, you'll see all the fields are hidden under this pop-up here. It seems to me that for my team it doesn't work, but for any other teams I have tested it works. For example, if I activate the Kadence team and test it, if I click on the pop-up button, you'll see that all the custom fields are inside this modal window here. So it may be useful if your team supports it. If you're using it, then you can change the button label, button text color and background color. If you're using collapsing fields as we did before, you can customize those here. If you're using field repeaters, then you can customize it here. Next, there are style settings, font sizes, line heights and colors, input box settings, price table settings, and so on. Under the cart edit settings, you can enable cart edit and enable whether it will be done in pop-up or not. For example, I'm gonna add something to the cart. Now I'm gonna go to the cart and there is a edit in modal link. Where does it come from? It comes from this one. Since I enabled cart editing and pop-up editing, this is a text I added. Now if I click here, I can change my selection in a way as I need it. Update cart and done. Really nifty feature. Next one is inquiry form. You can add email recipients, note for those people, message, button title, for example, send us an inquiry, button class if needed, and done. Now let's save changes and let's go to the product page. By default, if I go to this golden lamp product, there is no inquiry button, but if I enable it from here, let's update it and refresh it. There is send us an inquiry button here. If I click on it, it opens up. Now I have enabled those two options here. That is, I'm going to send the inquiry form data to user and I'm going to hide add to cart button. If I disable it and save it, then after the refreshing the page, there are two buttons, add to cart and send us an inquiry. Let's test it. Let's choose this one here, this one, add some text, another selection, send us an inquiry, add some information, send it, and done. Now, if I open up my email box, there is an inquiry received for this product, and you'll see those are the selected options, and here's my information. Also very useful feature. Now if I scroll up, there are integrations for the REST API, and for the vendors plugin I haven't used it, so I don't know what will it do. That is, I can't comment on it. Well, there you go. As you saw, creating personalized products with custom fields is a piece of cake. But sometimes you also need a solid team that works well with WooCommerce. Now, the same team that is behind the PPOM plugin also created the popular Neve theme. I've made a separate video all about the Neve's features, and it's on the screen right now. So be sure to check it out next. Until next time, take care.